Okay, so here we are visiting some footage from May 2020 when I was just practicing upstairs with some of the new time-lapse software and happened to spot something out of the window. So sadly, unfortunately, I was messing around with a half-broken GorillaPod, not a decent tripod, and I couldn't open the window. So behind the reflection, as you can see, this was generally where I was pointing when I noticed a couple of objects come over the roof, and I tried to drop everything and record as much as possible. Unfortunately, I was tinkering with time-lapse and I didn't have time to basically get everything back to normal because I knew that these objects were moving quickly, relatively, and I was going to just miss the shot within a minute or two. So here they are, two of them at least. You can see the sun's setting, so it's probably lit these more than normal. Unfortunately, this is all I actually recorded in video. We're going to need to slow that down. Here at 8% speed, you can see two of the objects. And here again at 2% speed, you can see them. One moving parallel to me and two heading off in a southerly direction. Quite faint. Still easy to see. I mean, my eyes are quite good. I didn't need the camera to notice them. But as I was paying attention to the two on the left, obviously I could see two more come over the roof, clearly going in different directions. Coming quite close to me actually, but tailing away in a bit of a curve. So here again at 2% speed, you can see the first objects exiting out of shot, all in different directions. So obviously I thought, oh, Chinese lanterns, some event going on. Couldn't tally anything at the time locally, so wasn't entirely sure about that. There's a couple of areas nearby that potentially could have been setting them off. I mean, we're on a coast, there's all kinds of things going on, except of course it was May 2020. COVID had really sort of taken hold. Many things weren't open, just activities weren't quite going to plan, so I had a look at the overhead map just to try and pinpoint the origin of these four objects, and this is my best representation of where they were actually heading. Obviously three showed a bit of a curve. So if you're talking about drones, well, sending them out over the sea at distance and height, probably not a smart idea. They seem to be emanating from this rough location, and I would have thought the wind would carry them generally in the same sort of direction. There are two areas nearby that could potentially be the culprit: football stadium and a cemetery where someone could be saying goodbye to their loved ones, except of course it was late in the evening and the cemetery would have been closing early. Who knows? It's a mystery. The other thing is object 3 here, you can see clearly not following much of a straight line. Definitely curves off. Again, I guess it could be wind, but taken into consideration with the other objects, I'm not so sure. And finally, just some zoomed shots to try and highlight a little bit more detail, which is impossible when it's already blown out, even with upscaling and denoising at 10 times. There's only so much detail, and unfortunately, because I don't have the metadata for the photos, they were saved as a video from the time-lapse software, so I can't tell the exposure time. But looking at other photos similar to that period, it looked to be maybe a 30th or a 50th of a second. Anyway, another interesting anomaly. I'm not sure what to make of it, but obviously hope to continue recording things, and if I do capture anything else, I'll be posting them here. Thanks for watching.